Sometimes Christian women will try to manipulate their love lives, and I wrote a journal entry on this called Manipulation, Intervention, and Seduction. And I wanted to talk about it and share it with you. There were three things that I heard online that really stood out to me and made me write this entry. So the first one is this love story that this woman shared. She met this man, she married him very quickly, and then they got divorced just as quickly. However, there were a lot of red flags there from a Christian and spiritual standpoint, which the comments pointed out, and I absolutely agree with. And she herself was convicted by God for initiating things. It made me question if the relationship would have been what it was, or if they would have even gotten married if she would have waited on God. Basically, she got this sign from God about her love life, and then when she met this man, she felt like this man was her husband, right? So she's looking out for this husband. She's not the only one that's done this, because I've heard lots of love stories, Christian love stories, where women will say they had a dream or they had a sign, they had a prophecy about their husband or their wedding, and then they start looking for this husband. And it works out for some women. They actually do end up finding their husband and getting married, and that's good for the few that are fortunate. However, I don't think that we should take a sign from God and then run with it and take that as an indication for us to start hunting down some husband. If anything, I think it's that God is telling us that we can have hope, we can rest, because he will send us a husband. The second situation was this other lady online who said she liked this guy. She wanted to know if the guy liked her. So she then decided to present him with a scenario to get him to confess his feelings. So the guy comes back and he tells her that he likes her. So then she says, oh, she has to pray to God about this. She prays to God and finds out, oh, this is not the man she's supposed to be with. What she should have done from the start, which she acknowledged, was consult God and not go and manipulate the situation for this man to then say he likes her. The third thing that I heard online was someone saying how people will say that they're not gonna hook up, for instance, and then they will still be operating out of a spirit of lust and seduction while they're getting ready. So you're saying that you're not gonna have sex, but yet you are still shaving. You're doing everything shower. Maybe you're trying to dress sexy. And this one does not apply to me, to be honest, because I don't do any of that when I'm going to be around a man. But when I think about all these situations, it just makes me wonder, why is it that as Christian women, we can't just be patient and wait on God? So we like to intervene, we like to run off, we like to do our own thing. And I don't really try to intervene with God's plans too much, but I definitely get ideas and think about it. But here in these situations, it reminded me to just stay still and wait for God. Now, while I don't do any of these things, where I do have to hold myself accountable is the advice that I give to my friends. Sometimes my friends have come to me about situations, oh, they want to move in with a guy, or oh, they want to have sex with somebody. And I'm just like, I want to tell them don't do it, because I myself wouldn't do it, but I'm saying don't do it because that's not godly and it's a sin. Or sometimes what I do is maybe I give my friends ideas and I encourage them. I don't want to have to call somebody out. And if I know something is bad, then why would I not want to stop somebody from committing a sin? So I just wanted to share those little tidbits that I wrote in my journal. So if you are ever thinking of pursuing a guy, remember to consult God first, and that if anything, it's actually the man's job to do that. Now, you need to take that up with God yourself and decide whether or not you want to initiate something, or you at least want the guy to know you're interested, or how you want to go about that. But this is just some food for thought.